Camera? Good. Mic? Good. Hair? Frizzy? Good. Makeup? Braces? Gross. Let's go. I'm gay. I know for some people that's not all that shocking to hear, but it took me a while to get here, so I guess I'll just start. It took me probably 4 years to accept myself. I started thinking that I might be gay. I think freshman year of high school. But I grew up with parents and the church telling me that it's a sin, it's wrong, it's not normal, you can't be that way. So I suppressed it. And I just pretended like I never had those thoughts and they weren't real. So I did what all my friends were doing, and I dated guys in high school. And I had plenty of boyfriends. And I really respect all of the guys that I dated. They all started out as friendships and grew from there, but not for me. I mean, the romantic feelings were never there for me. They were just like friendships, and that's what I saw them as. I mean, I really tried. I tried so hard, but it just wasn't there. So I pretty much suppressed any thoughts or feelings that I had in high school and just threw them away. They could not be real. High school was a bad time for me because of the whole having thoughts and suppressing them over and over again. That was pretty much the base of the depression that I suffered through high school. That's when it was the worst for me. It was when I was suppressing who I was, and I wasn't allowing myself to think like that or be like that. It was really hard. Also during high school, I had lots of posters of Selena Gomez on my walls, like probably over 20. How was that not a hint for myself? How did I not know? So spring of my senior year, after I'd broken up with my last boyfriend, I found out a year after the fact, there was a rumor going around about me that I was gay. And this was before I was out to myself. This was before I knew, this was before I thought like that, so I'm glad I didn't know about the rumor. But it still sucks to find out that like a lot of your closest friends were like talking about you behind your back and watching you to see whether or not it was true. It's really weird to find out. So for me, coming to this conclusion, I guess, I didn't have any feelings for guys no matter how hard I forced it. But I had this attraction to girls that I thought was just like extreme girl crushes that were like way above any other girl that I was friends with, but that's all I thought that they were. Because I didn't think that I couldn't be weird, I couldn't be gay. The summer after I graduated from high school was when I finally came out to myself and accepted that this is who I am. But it wasn't until a few months after that that I was okay with it. In that following August, I told my first person. I told my best friend, and it was so scary. We were sitting in her room on the floor because she liked to put her mattress on the floor, so that's where we were. And I just was like, I have something I need to tell you, and then it wouldn't come out, and I just sat there breathing heavily and like hyperventilating and trying to say it. So then she started guessing, like, did you get drunk? Did you smoke pot? Are you pregnant? And I'm like shaking my head and I'm trying to say it. And then she goes, are you a lesbian? And I'm just like, yes, that's it. That's what I was trying to say. And that's how it went. And she was fine with it. And it was great. So I went a couple of months after that without like telling people I knew beforehand. But I was becoming more out and open at the college I was attending. I wasn't hiding myself, and I was just letting me be me with new people, and I was accepted, and it was great. So like around winter, I told 2 of my best friends from high school. One of them pretty much knew because I had said something about meeting a friend on Tinder, and she just thought like, you don't go on Tinder to meet friends. So she wasn't all that surprised. The other friend was kind of surprised, or at least she pretended to be, but they were both really accepting, and it was great, and I'm so glad to have them. So around New Year's, I decided that my resolution would be to come out. And now I'm finally getting there, but I knew I had to get to my parents first. So in February, I finally told my mom. And leading up to that day, there were conversations where she would bring it up or like ask me about it, and I would shoot her down and say, no, that's not who I am, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was just flat out lying and freaking out that she would think that. So then I got sick of hiding it, and one night when we were watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette or something like that, during commercial break of course, I finally told her, and I know it took her a while to process, but she told me that they would always love me and it would take her some time to accept it, but she would get there. And she hugged me and I started crying because I was so happy. And then I realized I should get around to telling my dad too. But that happened like a couple of weeks later, and I felt so horrible that I wasn't telling him, but I was so scared. My dad and I aren't like all that serious with each other. Like he's and I don't know, we always just have fun, and we don't have serious conversations all the time. So I didn't think I would be able to tell him face to face. So I wrote him a letter, and I left it on the counter and sat in my room and waited until he came up to go to bed. But I kept thinking like, he hasn't come upstairs, you can go grab it. Like he doesn't need to know. But then I just waited, and I heard him come upstairs, and then a little while later he came into my room and he hugged me and he told me he loved me and that I didn't need to hide who I was. And I started crying, and it was great. And I'm really thankful to have parents that accepted me, because I know it's not like that for everybody. So I am so thankful that it went well. So after this, in spring of my freshman year of college, I started going to the free counseling services, and I basically went to deal with stress with my schoolwork and also like getting advice about coming out and trying to deal with all that. And that was really great because it helped me to boost my self-confidence and be more accepting of who I was. And then through that, I decided that I wanted to come out. I wanted to come out to everyone, even though it didn't happen right away. But I knew at that point that it was going to be okay and that I could. I knew there were people I needed to tell before that happened. I knew the next person on my list was my brother. And that took me way longer than it should have. I had a few opportunities because he doesn't live at home. So when he would come home, I would think about it, but he was like with a friend, or it just wasn't the right time, or I just couldn't say it, so it didn't happen. And then it was some point over the summer that I was just, it has to happen. So I just called him and told him. And of course he asked if I was dating my best friend, which I wasn't, but I thought it was funny. And he was really great about it, and I'm really glad that it worked out. Now I'm in the fall of my sophomore year of college. I'm away from home. I'm away from the source of a lot of the negativity in my life. And I'm ready to just let it all out. Here, lately I've just been being me and living the best life I can and meeting new people and having the time of my life. And it's been so amazing. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life right now. So I thought now would be the time to just let the world know and move on. Because now I'm going to be free, and I'm so happy about that. I know it won't always be easy, but this is who I am, and I'm so okay with that, and I'm so happy. For me, I think it's just gonna keep getting better. Happy National Coming Out Day. Thanks for watching. I love making videos like this because it doesn't matter what I'm wearing from the waist down. Am I wearing pants? Probably not.